We are Gars in arms, coyote, outlaw, and cowboy. Live from the bunker, a little place we call the Gar Room. Come along and join the ride with good cigars and guns in mind. Light it up, take a puff, and enjoy the smoke. Gather round and share the flame. Life is short, so enjoy. We are live on the air from Texas, from the Gar Room, our little bunker. We stand tall and we stand free with a smoke, a good drink, and camaraderie. Light it up and take a puff, enjoy the smoke when it's time to unwind. Gather around and share the flame. Life is short, so enjoy the ride. Grab your Gars and light 'em up. From our bunker to your house. Raise your glass and take a drink with Gars and arms. The smoke is right.
Alright guys, so you're going to have to bear with us in this episode. We had a lot of technical difficulties, so the storyline's going to be a little off and audio is going to be a little off, but hey, it is what it is, and hope you enjoy the show. Hello. So, welcome to Gars in Arms podcast. We're down a man this week, but I am Kyle, aka Coyote. And of course, as usual, in the spot over here to my right is Dale, a.k.a. Outlaw. And of course, across from me, yep, Cowboy's not here this week. So, it's just going to be, looks like the two amigos, potentially all show. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Connor gets here. He might join in, but other than that, it's definitely going to be just us two, so. Yeah. Let me come down here. Let's see here. Settings.
That's okay, my dog's special.
I'll fix this real quick. Oh, I can't because we're already. I forgot to drop it back down to 30 frames a second.
Damn, before we went live, I forgot to ask how my beard looked. I wouldn't have gotten a correct answer because he's not here. But I know, Cowboy, it could be better.
Yeah. We weren't important to him this week, I guess. I don't know.
The OS 10 was.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got 4 people in right now, so give it just a couple more seconds before we jump into this one. This one is definitely an unscripted talking shit episode.
Yeah, I've had no time.
Yeah, and nothing really popped my interest per se in the gun world this week. It's kind of a bunch of repeat news, nothing I felt intrigued by. So, don't really have any of that. So, the guns part of this show is just going to be your viewing pleasure on the wall. So, But I do have I got some cigars. I'm really interested in smoking one of those. So that's going to be cool. I'll go over that here once we get rolling.
Got the new edition of the Cigar Aficionado.
Yeah, I have to check that out for sure. See what's
Wrestler, what's his name? Cody.
Rhodes.
Cody.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes, King of the Ring.
Holding a big old stove.
Hey, I see a JFK in Cuba headline on the front of that cover. Might have to check out that one too.
I missed that. Like I said, I just kind of skimmed through it before the
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do my best. I brought my own Florida headline story to throw up. Outlaw shows up. He's got his own Florida story, so we got 2 Florida story headlines. That's the first for the week. And
couldn't pass it up. I was like, no, people gotta know about this one. It's pretty funny.
cigar related, I did find out something interesting that I didn't know before. I'll throw that one up too. It's not per se news or anything. It's just somebody who everybody knows celebrated a birthday, and we found out he's a cigar smoker. So I figured I'd go ahead and throw that up there. You know, I sent it to the group. Yeah, it was earlier this.
Did you send it today?
No, it was earlier this week.
Oh shit, I've slept since then. Some. Not a lot, but some. I think I remember.
No mic on Outlaw. Is your button green?
Yeah, Kyle.
Try it now.
Test 1 2 1 2
All right. Well, now you're.
and 3 4.
We got a mic showing on here now. So.
Okay, test 1 2 1 2. Do I need to turn it down or anything?
Oh yeah, you're hitting the red.
I'm hitting the red talking, so if I turn it down
Just
and
a hair
talk.
more.
Am I turning the right one? I am
That's pretty
now.
good right there.
Okay, it's the bottom one just to let you know. I don't know what the top one does. Maybe the headphones. All right.
All right. Yeah. You know, if we had a producer, it wouldn't be a problem.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you.
Bad thing is, ex-producers over here commenting you ain't got no mic, and he's just right there.
It actually sounded like he was driving, unless he's got a fan blowing on him.
He's probably got a fan because he's home.
Oh, he is home?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I answered the phone, I heard a lot of air. Can you hear me now, James?
Yeah, give us some feedback.
Yeah, we know you're on there because you let me know my shit wasn't working. James.
Crickets.
James.
Get a call him?
Yep.
Live on the air. This is the second date update.
It works. Okay. Took me half an hour almost
Making
food. Okay. You're forgiven then, I guess. You got to feed that baby mama.
We don't have any challenges, right, this week? We skipped that part this week.
We could if you would do it, but I know you're not going to do it, so
So we're skipping that one.
so we can skip.
So what you're saying is we're skipping that one.
we can skip it so that your gut and butt don't suffer.
Sounds like a plan to me. Well, I did find out something. So I was able to verify via some Google searches that
Oh, 'cause you got to believe Google.
that my Mac 9 that I got, it does take Springfield magazines, Prodigy, 1911 double stack mags, and so I hit up the Bass Pro because I got into the club over there, and I had $20 off, so I picked me up another 17 round magazine.
That club will kill you.
I got me a 17 rounder, and then they didn't say they had it online, but when I got there, they had one 26 round magazine sitting on the shelf.
So I think I've already spent like $3,000 over there on my club membership.
I had $20, so I got the 2 magazines for like $60 something.
There you go.
So Now I got 4 magazines for it, and one of them's a 26 rounder. So, and I did take it out next to the guard room over there at my gun range, and I function checked it before the show, and it ran all 10 rounds perfect. So
have you been able to air rack it yet?
no,
Still not there.
it moves a little bit.
A little bit.
Maybe if I get a lot more practice of the timing. I think it's literally timing. It's all that.
In the movies,
it's all.
it looks
It's
pretty easy.
It's all that timing of when you stop and go forward, of not going forward too fast, because then it interrupts the momentum.
Right.
But I mean, I can get it to move slightly, because I can hear it. But you haven't gotten to rack it since I
Not since
put
the 10-pound in.
the 10-pound spring in there.
Uh,
So I see. It's empty for all the gun people out there.
for all the YouTube peoples.
But yeah, I mean, I can literally.
And our opinions, comments, and beliefs reflect nada on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch.
It's
Not that
literally
it fucking matters, but
it's literally a pinky racker now.
okay. Yep, that bitch ain't going nowhere. That's just insane.
That's super. That's the
That's
lightest.
crazy.
That's the lightest slide I've ever experienced on a handgun.
I've never seen one that
I mean, it's just
ridiculous.
yeah.
Michelle would even be able to do that with her disability. Go ahead and tell people what we're smoking.
All right, so let me go ahead and throw it up. I'll do a little housekeeping first, like always.
Oh, okay.
So
We got sidetracked, so
yeah, we got sidetracked.
I just wanted to.
like to start off the show.
I mean, I know you're known as the knowledge. I'm known as the professional, and he's, well, when he's here is the comedy.
Of course, I screwed with all this crap by accident. Let me make it a little bit bigger so your viewing pleasure at home can see that. Here we go. Move it down there. First thing, if you're new to the show or if you've been hanging around a while, go look us up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of it.
Oh, is that just a delayed reaction?
Yeah, because
Okay,
you're watching.
You're not touching shit. Why is that moving?
Yeah, gotta remember that one's like 20 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Definitely go over to Facebook, look us up on Facebook, join the group over there, become part of the community. It's something we're trying to grow. Haven't gotten any of you people to sign up yet. Join, but eventually, one of these shows, somebody's gonna hop over and join in. But
Stop pointing the gun at me. You're not even here.
right. So yeah, look us up, Gars and Arms, over on Facebook. Join the community. It's a place where we like to express our love for pew-pews, cigars, all together, whatever.
Yeah.
In those,
and look at the his background picture because it is different from the podcast picture. The Facebook thing's just somewhere where you can talk, you can find out things. So
yeah,
like I said, he's pretty knowledgeable on all the pew-pew stuff. Actually, even on the cigar stuff, more so than I am, or Outlaw, or this guy that usually sits here.
boy.
Can't even think of his name because he's not here. But he's got a little more time, so he does a lot more research. So yeah, I mean, if you've got questions, concerns,
Well, I have a problem that if I really like something, I like to learn. I like to learn about it. I like to learn about it. So when I got into cigars, I had to learn about them. I had to learn new things. This damn fly is gonna drive me
I see
nuts.
Like, nah.
But yeah, it's a good place. I wanted a community that would be open to everybody, beginners, intermediates, experienced people.
And he started that way before.
No bashing of people in there. It's genuine. Like, hey, I'm a new smoker.
Yeah.
These are kind of flavors I like. What do you suggest? And then people who have experience can say, okay, well, maybe you should look this way or stay away from this, things like that.
Yep.
And the same thing goes on the pew-pew side of that, because I do have quite a bit of knowledge on that end too. So just wanted to make it a community that eventually get banned on Facebook.
In
So-
between the two of us, we kind of got a lot of the same stuff as far as pews go. Actually, as far as cigars go, too.
Yeah, I think when I got the Mac, I had to open up my spreadsheet and update my inventory list. 55.
I'm a few behind, but some of
Yeah.
mine came from an inheritance. And
That was like when Kim started her new job. I don't know, 5-6 months ago, whatever it was. Now I forget how long ago. It's been a while, but shortly after one of the meetings, they were talking, and one of her coworkers does he does a podcast, or he used to do a bunch of YouTube videos on like haunted stuff,
okay.
and then he got into
Kinda like Devin.
and then he got into podcasting, and they were in the meeting, and they asked, what is my YouTube channel? And she said, oh, it's about guns. And they said, oh, so he likes guns? She said, yeah. I'm like, oh, so he has a few? She said, yeah, like 50 something. And they were like, oh.
He's stockpiling. Look out, he's stockpiling.
I told Chad at this point I'm just a collector now.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the way you got to do it.
yeah, definitely look us up on Facebook. Go
You got
join
more
that.
than one, you're a collector.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely look us up on all the platforms. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow on Twitch. Follow on Rumble. I think it's a follow on Rumble. Yeah, it's follow on Rumble.
If you can find us.
Yeah, that's the other
'cause
problem. I
did a search today after I talked to you about the email thing.
well, that's why I sent another thing, because I was like, I think it was yesterday afternoon. I was like, I'm gonna do a search and see if we pop up yet. Not a single one of our videos or channel pops up in a Rumble search.
Yeah.
And they said oh, it only takes a couple of weeks.
Oh, we've been doing this since the end of November.
And you have to have consistent uploads. I'm like, we're going at 16 weeks of consistent uploads, pretty much.
17 as of today.
17 weeks of consistent uploads, and we're still not findable we're not searchable on Rumble unless if you have a direct link.
Right.
And it's just getting irritating. I'm at this point. I told him, I said, this is absurd for a platform that's been around as long as Rumble has, that you haven't figured out how this operation thing works. Because on YouTube, I created my channel on YouTube for the Gars and Arms, and literally within 5 minutes, it was searchable.
Right.
And here I am going 3 months later on Rumble, and we still can't be searched for.
Yeah. I mean, I try it at least once every couple weeks.
Yeah, it's just.
And it brings up.
And
nothing.
so I called him out on the crap. I'm like, this is beyond stupid. I mean, everything that you've telling me
it's a lie.
is already been checked off the box. Why am I not searchable?
Right.
My videos aren't private. I'm doing consistent uploads. Yada, yada, yada. And I still can't be found. And it's been 16, 17 weeks now.
And we're doing 2 and 3 hour shows.
Yeah. It's not like we're
doing
uploading
30
like a
minutes.
1 minute long video. Yeah,
This isn't Vine, damn it.
Yeah, we're doing 2 to 3 hours, no problem.
2 hours minimum usually.
Yeah, minimum is 2 hours.
That's what I said.
I think we've only had 1 or 2 episodes that clicked off less than 2 hours.
And that wasn't by much though.
No, it was like an hour and 50 minutes. What you see over there?
Fucking speaker just lit up.
Is that, oh, did it turn off?
I don't know what it did. It just lit up. and
Oh,
went
it was
away.
probably turning off.
We
so
just
yeah.
got some funky shit happening here. And
Yeah, so if you can find us on Rumble, hit that follow, please. And it all helps. I mean, at this point, pretty much the only viewers we're getting are the ones that do follow us and watch us every week, or
Which
the ones that we
mostly
just,
family.
or the ones that we just pop up in the random. Hey, this channel's live
Yeah,
right
so
now.
The plant that I've delivered to, that I've been delivering to for about a month now, I'll give him a shout out in case he ever listens. Farmer, I talked to him yesterday. He's like, yeah, man, every time you guys get ready to go live, he's like, I'm either doing something or I'm working. He said, I'm right in the middle of work. I'll get a notification on my Twitch or YouTube. It says, he called us Gars and Garcia. I was like, who the fuck is Garcia? It's Gars and Arms, you dumbass. He goes, oh, what the fuck ever. But he goes, and he's like, those fuckers. I was like, dude, it's like every Saturday, like clockwork. Unless we do like we've done a couple in the past where we went on a Friday.
Yeah.
Most of the time we'll do Friday if somebody's going to be out of town. Now, next week, I'll get with you after the show to be more. We're live on Rumble.
Okay, well, as long as we're live and people can hear us. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get him on the show here one day. Because I think that'd be an interesting podcast talking about
And
paranormal
YouTube
stuff.
says we're live, so I don't know. I guess we're live.
Yeah, we're live on everything, so everything reconnected.
Jeez.
Sorry, people.
Give me a fucking headache.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell.
Look, we
You
had
done
like
pissed Rumble off
we
and
had
they
like-
said fuck y'all on all platforms.
we had like 3 weeks of like perfectness. We were bound for a Fubard episode again.
Jeez.
So
I'm about ready to rent a studio somewhere to where we shouldn't have problems.
that's all right. We're live, so it's all good.
We got 10 viewers? No way.
But yeah,
I think they're all bots.
but yeah, we had.
If you're not bots, comment so we know you're not bots. Not that I can read the comments because they're so fucking small. And I'm so old with fucking old eyes that I can't see shit. And I've got contacts in and I still can't see shit.
That better?
Yes. I mean, if we can't see us up on the screen, which we don't really need to, because I just look over to the laptop to see what I'm doing. But
Stop pointing the gun at me.
That was at the
yeah,
beginning of the show.
that was earlier.
Yeah, we've had a lot of technical difficulties this episode. Sorry, people. This is not how this normally goes.
K-Mama went on Twitch and said we're live. She went on YouTube and said we're live.
It's because I was doing target practice.
But yeah,
You threw everything off, Connor.
This show has been a clusterfuck from the start.
You know what?
I'm blaming this on Cowboy.
I know why it's his
I'm
fault.
blaming it on Cowboy.
It's his fault. And the other problem is we didn't do our freaking Florida stories.
Not yet, we haven't, because we've been dealing with bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
But yeah, we were at the wedding and he had nothing else to do, so I said, well, just come over and hang out. Let's,
This Yahoo?
Yeah. And so, of course.
Should have told Devin to come over.
Oh, they're still at the after party for their wedding.
Oh.
They went over to the pub that they went on their first date with for
Gotcha.
after the ceremony to do the rest of their wedding partying, I guess.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he had to go home and take a shower, and that's why he didn't show up until
Because he's a
late.
freaking woman.
No, he ain't got no women.
No, I said he's a woman.
Oh.
He's a woman.
Don't rub it in.
A woman.
Don't rub it in. Well, I'm going to take a shit.
Well, there are some things you just didn't need to share.
Shit.
Well, you know what? With that one,
Hit me with your Florida
I'm gonna go with the
story.
Florida story time because this is.
Because I can't wait to get to mine. It's pretty freaking
All right.
crazy.
Pretty shitty.
I don't know. I don't know if this happened this last week or when exactly, because the headline wasn't date stamped,
Okay.
but it was from a news organization.
Might as well give your source.
Oh, it's in the picture.
Oh, okay.
So,
Of course, we can't see that because shit decided not to work
Yeah.
on our end.
ready? I will read it off my phone.
Send it.
From I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know. It says WXYZ7 News.
That doesn't sound real at all. I mean, I guess it could be.
I mean, they got a Twitter handle or X handle and everything. Here it goes. And everybody at home can see this on the screen. But it says, a Florida man was arrested for trying to joust a moving car with a pool noodle while dressed in homemade aluminum foil armor. And then this is the mugshot.
That's hilarious. Has he got a strainer on his head?
It looks like a bike helmet wrapped in aluminum foil.
That's hilarious.
If it's real or not, I don't know.
Jousting
but it's
with a pool
definitely...
Oh, it definitely sounds like something straight out of Florida.
Yeah. So...
But that's not to say other states don't have crazy shit like this, but Florida is known. You know, when I lived there for 9 years, almost 10 years. Never heard a Florida story once.
So I wonder if
whole time I
wonder
lived
if
there.
they suppress it for Florida residents.
I don't know. I mean, because you got Florida people being tasered all the time.
Doesn't your buddy Gary live in Florida?
He was born and raised in Florida.
But isn't he still there?
Yeah.
Maybe you should just like send him a message and say, "Hey, do y'all get like these Florida man stories brought up at any point on the news and stuff?"
I'm gonna have to. Because I don't remember ever in almost 10 years I lived there. I don't remember ever hearing, "Hey, you want to hear a Florida story?" Never heard them. I don't remember ever hearing them. I mean, we had some crazy shit happen every now and again, but yeah, I don't remember ever hearing a Florida story when I lived there about a Florida man, Florida woman, or anybody.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I don't know if the allure of the Florida stories.
You can probably take that picture down now.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to do something, trying to do
get my picture.
Your weekly picture to put up everywhere so somebody can go, ooh, oh.
Ooh. I'll take my Florida story down. All right, so, and of course, like we started off the show.
Okay, Mama said Casey's cracking up. Only in Florida.
Only in Florida. We've got 2 Florida stories this week. This one is brought to you by Outlaw. Do you have any context behind the headline?
I grabbed this one.
Or just the headline?
I grabbed this one because I wasn't sure if you would have this one, because I know a couple times you hadn't been able to find them or what have you. Do I have any context?
Or is it just a headline like mine?
Oh, no, I got the whole story.
Okay.
I got quotes and everything. I'll read the whole thing to you.
Well, let me go ahead and throw up your headline.
Go ahead and throw up the headline.
And I'll read it out loud.
Go ahead.
It says, Florida woman blames wind for cocaine in her purse.
Only in Florida. Okay,
what's our context behind this in quotes?
Here's our context and our quotes. She had to be high to think an excuse like this was going to work. Don't know how to pronounce her first name. Don't really care because she was probably high. I know damn well she'll probably never see this. Kanesia Posey of Fort Pierce was stopped by police for suspected DUI after she was spotted swerving in the roadway. So, probable cause. That's why they were pulling her over. They suspected her of DUI. And in Texas, they call that DWI. And Florida is notorious. When I lived there anyway, they would actually set up checkpoints on, let's say, here, if you were going down, say, 1960 or 336, cops would set up, let's just keep it 1960 area. Cops would set up a checkpoint to where they'd have, like, the right lane blocked. What the fuck you laughing at?
It's really, like, narrowed in.
What do you mean?
Let's keep it to 1960.
Well, no, I'm just saying
Why not 45?
because you don't actually have, because they would pull you into a parking lot.
Like Shenandoah.
Yes, and the people at home listening to this, yes, this is how he is on a normal basis.
Yeah,
He'll just start laughing for no reason.
He cracks himself up. But let's say on
Self-entertaining.
1960, they'd have, say, the right lane blocked.
Yeah.
And they'd have it to where you would have to go to the right, or they'd have the left lane blocked, you'd have to go to the right lane, and where they'd ask you if you'd been drinking,
So
this,
they
that,
would-
and the other.
So they would force everybody, and
Yes, everybody.
it didn't matter.
If they saw you down the road turn around,
They would send somebody
they'd
after
send
'em.
somebody after you. Oh, yeah. Florida don't fuck around. You thought Texas didn't fuck around? Florida don't fuck around either. But yeah, so they would pull you in the parking lot, give you a series of questions, whatever. If they didn't think you were drunk or had been drinking enough to be impaired, they'd let you go. I'd been pulled into them several times. So,
That would F some people up here in Houston.
oh yeah,
They don't. I
Definitely.
guarantee they don't do that because we ain't got enough room for the
Yep.
amount of people they would take to jail and impound cars in a span of probably 2 hours on 1960.
yeah. But I mean, hell, they'd sit out there from, let's just say 11 to 3 or 12 to 3, whatever, when they knew people were going to be leaving the bars or going, because
Now is Florida like
hold
Like
on,
here?
in St. Pete, where I lived, the bars closed at 2.
that's what I was gonna ask.
In
you that.
Tampa, just 30 minutes down the road, if you cross the bridge, they closed at 3. So a lot of times we'd leave a bar at 2 or 1:30, whatever, haul ass to Tampa, and still be able to drink for another hour or 45 minutes, whatever, till he called last call. But that's neither here nor there. So when the officer approached the car, he distinctly smelled marijuana. During a search, the officer found both marijuana and cocaine inside of Posey's purse.
Somebody was partying.
Posey copped to the marijuana, but denied the cocaine was hers. Now, I'm quoting here. "I don't know anything about the cocaine," Posey said according to the report. "It's a windy day. It must have flown through the window and into my purse." Unquote. So yeah.
No, Ossifer. I don't have any blood in my alcohol.
Nope. Yeah, so
I would have loved to have seen the body cam footage from that interaction.
that I promise you that would have been
Like,
priceless.
there's just some circumstances that I don't understand how law enforcement can keep a straight face. And I don't know if I was in that situation, if I would be able to actually keep a straight face if somebody looked at me and said something like that.
It'd be hard.
Taser,
But-
taser, taser.
Yeah. And I've heard taser stories out of Florida too. Yeah. They get tased, especially when they try to resist. But that's just, that takes me. I got pulled over or pulled into a rest area when I was coming out of Florida,
Personal vehicle or big rig?
big rig. And I was hauling either a flammable or combustible. And the way it's set up is the federal government gives the state governments,
DPS,
Certain-
right?
DPS, Florida State Troopers, whatever,
Yeah, whatever their state police go by.
or their DOTs, tells them what they have to pull over as far as placard wise, how many they have to get in a day or a shift or what have you.
Now, I'm assuming they know what's coming, so they know who to pull over? Or are they just hoping that when they wave you in that they can go to the back and you have that placard?
Well, if it's a way station, a lot of them have cameras now, so they see you as you come in.
Okay.
They know your
And then
placard's
once you pull
flammable
in,
or
then they
whatever.
flag you over.
Right, but I had passed him. He was sitting in the median. I had passed him so he could see the placard on the side. So yeah, he just pulled behind me and pulled me over, and he's like, "Pull into the rest area up here, going to do an inspection, this, that, and the other." Okay. I've only ever been put out of service once, and that was because of the trailer I was pulling. But needless to say, so I go into the rest area. He does his inspection and stuff. And you know these videos where these truck drivers are like, "Oh, I don't answer questions. I don't answer questions. This, that, and the other." So I asked him. I was like, "Can I ask you a question?" He was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And I said, "I'm sure you've seen these videos where these truck drivers, oh, I don't answer questions, and they roll their windows down that far, don't get out of their trucks. This, that." I was like, "What do you do in a situation? I mean, why would you tolerate that? How would you deal with it?" He goes, "Give me 1 second." So he goes back to his car, gets in, because we're standing right at the front of his car. He goes, gets in his car. He gets back out. He's like, "All right." He's like, "I needed to turn my dash cam off." And he said, "So your question was, how do I deal with truck drivers that refuse to talk or refuse the inspection or whatever?"
Like
he
the
said,
sovereign citizens people
Yeah, he said,
who think they have
he
all
said,
the rights in the world.
yeah, he said, "I arrest them. I take them to jail." He said, "We don't play that here." I said, "So how do you get away with arresting them if they're doing the whole, I don't answer questions, sovereign citizen, like you said, type deal?" He said, "Florida has a statute in their constitution. Basically, when you say I don't answer questions, or
That's admitting guilt, essentially.
basically you're now, because they're investigating. An inspection is like an investigation.
So they get you on
Obstruction.
obstruction.
Yep. Which is an automatic go to jail. Do not collect $200, and you're not talking your way out of it." He said, "Once you do that, and I tell you you're under arrest for obstruction," he said, "there's no turning back. You're going to jail." I was like, "That's cool."
Yeah,
Because, I mean, it's 20 to 30 minutes of your time. I don't like it. But if you're running legal and your shit's safe, you ain't got anything to worry about. But these idiots that go, "Oh, I don't answer questions." Yeah, whatever. Fuck off. But,
yeah, because you see these videos where these people are just blatant assholes.
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Like going through the border check, coming out of Laredo or wherever. 9 times out of 10, anytime I've ever come across one, I pull up to where the officer's at. They look at me, they go, "You a U.S. citizen?" "Yes, sir. Have a nice day." It's that fucking simple.
That was like when we went on vacation to Corpus for Kim's birthday. It's probably been 5 years now. 6 years, I don't remember, but one of the days we made a trip down to South Padre.
Right.
Because it's only like an extra like 3 hours or something from Corpus down to Padre. So we went down there for the day. And coming back, we had the checkpoint, which I think was like about 30 or 40 miles past the border.
Were you on your way home?
Yeah, we were coming back to Corpus, and it was
So you're on 59, I'm assuming?
maybe, I think so.
I mean, they have them on the back roads, too.
It was. We were on Main Highway, the one that is it 59 that hugs the coast all the way down.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, then it was 59, and it was like, God, it had to have been 11, 12 o'clock, something like that.
At night?
I'm driving. Kids are in the back seat asleep. My mom's in the back seat asleep. I think Mike was awake, and I think Kim was awake, and we pulled up to that checkpoint, and I rolled down the window, and Border Patrol walks up, and just like you said, they said, "Are you a citizen?" "Yes." "Is everybody in the vehicle citizen?" "Yes." He said, "Who all's in the vehicle?" And I said, "Well, my kids are in the back asleep. I got my mom, my stepdad, and my wife." And he said, "All right, can you just roll down your window, the back window?"
So they can verify.
And I rolled it down, and he saw the kids back there sleeping. He said, "All right, you're good to go."
Yep. It's that simple. I mean, it's... Why? Why create the problem?
And even if you did something that you did break the law, right? So, for instance, it's probably been a couple months now, but I had a situation at 242 and 45. Traffic backs up really bad right there over the bridge, and you have a very short distance to get over,
Right.
so you can get on the feeder road to head north on 45.
Right.
And the bridge comes down, and there's double whites. And everybody,
I
it doesn't
remember
matter what is if traffic is backed up, everybody's jumping across that.
Yep.
I was in front. My mom was right behind.
But
I didn't see behind her that there was a Montgomery County sheriff. Everybody's backed up.
This is almost like outlaw or not outlaw. Dipshit over here, cowboy, speeding and didn't see the trooper.
And so, person in front of me goes across, right? Traffic is backed up. I'm trying to get over. There's an opening right on the other side, and it's before the double whites come together. So it's the big triangle area where
Right.
there's single white, and then
with
it turns to double.
with the stripes.
And so I hop over there, and I just come to a stop at first. And I look up, and my mom's not following me. And then all of a sudden, as soon as traffic starts moving, I start to merge over. And as soon as I did that, I see the sheriff come out from behind my mom in the area where I was. I looked at Kim. I said, "About to get pulled over." And so we're getting up to the stoplight where it turns, and then there's the Shell station right there. And so I'd already had my blinker on. I was gonna pull in there because I knew I was getting pulled over.
Right.
And as soon as I got to the turn and started to pull up, he flipped on his lights and was like, "Told you." But it was real simple. He walked up. I pulled all the way into the parking lot, pulled into a parking spot where we were both away from vehicles driving around in the parking lot. And he walks up, and I hand him my LTC on top of my driver's license because that's just how I was. When I got my LTC, they instilled in that class, whenever you do it, whether you have something on you or not,
Right.
hand him the LTC with your driver's license. And so I handed it to him, and I said, "Here's my LTC and my license." And he grabs my LTC, says, "Oh, wait, I don't need this. I can see when I run your plate that you're a carrier."
Yep.
And he said, "Do you have anything on you?" I said, "No, not today, because we were going to the store we were going to that day was a no carry, and I didn't want to deal with having to constantly lock up my stuff."
Right.
And so he's like, "Okay." He said, "You know why I'm pulling you over?" And I said, "Yeah, because I crossed that double white." And he's like, "Okay, well, I'll be right back." And he goes back to his car, and he comes back, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm just going to give you a warning. Try not to do that again. We get a lot of accidents happening that way. Whatever."
Well, yeah, I mean-
and I was just being polite.
Yeah.
And that's how I interact with them, regardless of if I did something wrong or not.
Yep.
I just cooperate with them.
Yep. I don't care how bad your
And
day is.
and to this day, I have yet to deal with an asshole since I've been carrying.
Right. Oh, I haven't either.
And he walked up and he gave me a license and said, "I'm just going to give you a verbal warning, don't do that again." And I was like, "Well, thank you." And I was like, "I do have a question for you, though." I said, when did it change that I don't have to show you my LTC? And he said, "Oh, like 3 or 4 years ago, they updated the system to where whenever we run the vehicle's plate,
Yep.
it tells us everybody who's registered to that vehicle, and it pulls up all their information. And at that point, I saw that you had that, so you didn't have to present that to me."
Yeah, I got pulled in Centerville to get inspected, and he climbs up on the steps of my truck, and he goes, "So, do you have your weapon on you today?" And I gave him my answer. And like you, I was like, how the hell did he know I would be carrying a weapon or not? And so I asked him, I was like, because I wasn't wearing a hat that said anything about weapons or anything like that. Because I had one in Georgia ask me the same thing. Are you carrying a weapon, this, that, and the other? And I said no. And so I asked him, I was like, "Is it my hat?" Because I was wearing to come and take it or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, is it my hat the reason you asked? He goes, "No." He said, "Actually, we're supposed to ask everybody we pull in if they have a weapon on them." He's like, "It's okay if you do. It's just we have to secure it for our safety." I said, "Okay, that makes sense." But yeah, I've had several troopers ask me, "Do you have a weapon on you?" and all that. And I'm like, why the hell you guys keep asking me? Do I look like a freaking terrorist? But same thing, yeah. And I asked the oldest about it, and she said, yeah. She said, as far as truck drivers go, once the cameras hit, like our license plates and our face and all that, and they pull up, our driver's license pop up, and if you have an LTC or a license to carry, that pops up as well. So they know before you even get in within, I don't know, 50, 75 yards of the actual building or the inspection point, whether or not you have a license to carry. Whether you're carrying or not, they don't know, but
Yeah.
they know if you're licensed to carry.
Yeah, and in my experience, the few times I've been pulled over, like, it's been easy breezy. I answer all their
Lemon
questions.
squeezy.
I answer all their questions. I'm not an asshole. I tell them everything. I'm up front, and they're always cool with it. You know, it's ironically, like I had gone like,
Well, there's no reason.
probably 7 years.
There's no reason to be an asshole. I mean, I don't care if you're having a bad day. It's just like you. You knew you were getting pulled over. When I lived in West Virginia, I was going to work one morning, and I want to say the speed limit in this area was 50 or 55. I was doing 65-ish. I mean, I knew cops always sat in this one area, but that morning I was in a hurry. I was running late. So I said, vroom. I mean, I'm in a Cavalier, but I was like, vroom. And as I went, vroom, I kind of looked over, and there was a motorcycle cop sitting over there. And I saw him putting his gun back in his trunk, and I was like, damn it. I was probably 2 miles ahead of him. By that point, I just pulled over. And I'm looking in my mirror, and here he comes. I could see him weaving, in and out of traffic. And he pulls up behind me, and he's got his hand on his gun. I was like, oh, shit. He was nervous. I could tell, but as he walked up to my window, I just kind of looked up, and he looks at me and goes, why'd you pull over? And I said, well, because as I passed you, I saw you putting your radar back in your trunk and get back on your bike. I said, I figured I was the one that you were getting ready to pull over or wanted to pull over. He goes, well, you're right. It just surprised me that you went ahead and pulled over so far ahead of me. And I was like, I knew you were coming. Why wait? He was like, okay, can I get your stuff? I was like, yeah. Handed it all to him. He came back. Same thing. He was like, I'm just writing you a warning. He's like, slow it down. I was like, not a problem, officer. And he let me go.
Yeah, because
But
like
it scared the shit out of him. I could tell.
Ironically, I had gone like 5 or 6, 7 years, something like that, between getting pulled over. I got my LTC, and literally within a month of getting my license and starting to carry every day,
Right.
I got pulled over in Lexington for stopping past a white line at a stop sign. There was no white line there. The cop was perfectly perpendicular to me, and he said, I never saw your brake lights come on. Well, of course you're never going to see my brake lights come on because you're sitting over here. My brake lights are behind me.
You talking about stop sign at 112?
Yeah.
There's a white
think I
line there.
remember.
Now there
that.
is.
I was going to say, I see it every day.
Yeah, there is now, but
Right. Back then there wasn't.
5 years ago there wasn't. And so he's walking up, and I give him my LTC on top of my license. I said, here's my LTC, here's my license. And he goes, do you have it on you? And I said, yeah, it's at my 3 o'clock. And he said, keep yours there, and I'll keep mine. You keep yours there, and I'll keep mine here.
Yep.
And he
And
came,
I can
and he took my
understand.
information, and he came back, and he said, if we weren't running enforcement for people running stop signs like we are right now,
Right.
I would give you a warning. But because we're having to do traffic enforcement on people running stop signs and stuff in town here, I've got to write you a citation.
In town.
Now, mind you, Lexington, anybody who's familiar with Central Texas,
There's like 15 houses there.
it's not a very big, yeah.
And
there's-
that's on the loop. There's nothing outside the loop.
yeah, I mean,
A grocery store,
a matter of fact, I think
gas
I think
station.
I pulled over. Where I pulled over was Lexington's courthouse. I mean, it was just a little tiny building,
Yeah.
and
I mean, they have a little post office in that loop. Houses.
and that was the first and only ticket that I've actually gotten. and I did deferred.
That's like I used to get seatbelt tickets all the time when I lived in Florida.
I guess that was probably about 7 years ago because Caden was like 7. It was me and him and made a trip to the farm, and he's over here freaking out because I'm getting pulled over. And as soon as we get done, we're leaving. I look at him and say, "We're not gonna tell Mom about this, right?" And he's like, "Okay, I won't tell Mom." 2.5 hours later, we get home. He goes running in. "Guess what, Mom? Dad got pulled over."
Good grief.
Oh, that's nothing.
But that was the only time, and even then, like I didn't try to argue with the guy. I accepted it. I took the ticket. He was cool. Like if you're just cool with them and you're not an ass, I mean, to me, if you're trying to be an asshole, you're just opening the door for them to find more offenses or try to find a reason to make your situation way worse than what it can be.
It's not as bad as your mom and grandma passing you with a cop right behind you.
That's pretty funny.
After you said, "No, I don't get in trouble. I don't get pulled over. I don't speed."
Yeah. Mr. Leadfoot over there, his whole first like 3 years driving, it was either on the floor or nothing at all. I don't think you realize the in between. It's amazing how much his driving style changed when he had to pay for his own truck note, his own car insurance, and his own tires.
His own gas.
And his own gas. When he realized, oh shit, acting a fool and doing all those burnouts really blows through my tires, and that each tire's like $300. This is expensive. I don't need to be doing this anymore.
Yep. My dad told me that. He asked me years later, because I had my 77 Impala when I lived here back in the 80s. And then when I moved back to West Virginia in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, he had mentioned something about me doing burnouts and donuts in my Impala. And I was like, how do you know about that? He goes, Dad's always around somewhere. I was like, okay, sorry. He goes, you don't have to apologize to me. You're the one who had to buy the tires. I was like,
Or
you're right.
like when the entire neighborhood had a watch list for me and my buddy.
I told you guys he was special.
Burnouts and donuts and...
Well, I mean, to be fair, back in the day, there was kind of a Target placed on your street, and for a while, because back in the day,
I'd have just come out and whooped your ass.
back in the day before, but their house wasn't on the Target list for vehicle offenses. Back in the day, my dad was big into building lemon launchers.
Oh.
And there was one day, right? I think it was the day that we built the thing and we actually got it working.
Potato guns or whatever they call them.
We sat in their backyard, and for like 2 hours straight. I mean, we went to Albertsons. That's how long ago this was. This was when what was Cons, and now I don't know what it is. Before it was all that, it was in Albertsons. And we took a piece of PVC pipe from the end of that gun, the potato launcher, into Albertsons, and we're going through the produce section looking like really idiots, seeing what would fit the tightest. And if it was super tight, that's what we bought, because then we would spray WD-40 in there and we'd load it in. And so we spent like 30 minutes going through buying like tomatoes, lemons, limes, any zucchinis, cucumber, anything that we could find that was a tight fit, we bought, right? And we go back and we spent like 2 hours launching crap out the backyard, right? And this is back then, behind their house was all trees. There wasn't now there's a neighborhood there. We couldn't get away with that crap now, but it was all trees, and so we would launch stuff. And there's just something in a dude's DNA that just sitting there and watching a lemon get shot so high that it disappears, that is just gut rumbling hilarious. And after we go through all this 2 hours of launching this stuff, and we take a break, and we're all sitting out in the front yard, and this constable rolls by, and he sees us sitting out there, and he turns around the cul-de-sac, he comes back, and he stops, and he rolls down his window, and he calls us over. We come to the end of the driveway, and he's like, "Y'all wouldn't happen to know anything about all that produce on Cypress Wood, would you?" And we're like,
Looks like
No.
a damn farmer's market out there.
"No, we don't know what's there. What there's vegetables and stuff all over the road." He said, "Yeah, there's produce splattered all over the road and median out there."
That's funny. Going back to where you said you got pulled over and Caden ran in. So yeah, I think it was before me and Michelle got married. Caleb was, he was 6, 7 maybe. It's when I had the old Dodge.
Are you talking about on your wedding day when you got pulled over when we were going to your wedding?
No. I was turning off Cypress Wood onto the street that goes to the back to Grammy's house.
Enchanted Stream or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. And as I made the left, I didn't have a seatbelt on because, like I said, I didn't like wearing them. I wear them after that ticket, but yeah, it got pulled over. I had put it on before I stopped, though, and of course the cop comes up and he's like, "You know why I pulled you over? I pulled you over because you didn't have a seatbelt on." And I just put my thumb through it and went like that. He goes, "You didn't have it on." I was like, "Okay." So I gave him my stuff. He came back, gave me the ticket. But while he was back there, I looked at Chloe and Caleb because they were the only ones with me. I was like, "We don't say anything to your mother." They were like, okay. So we get there, like your son did. Caleb runs in. He doesn't tell Michelle. He goes to Grammy. Dad got pulled over, or Dale got pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt. And of course, he tells Grammy, but Michelle's sitting there. And she's like, "What?" He got pulled over because he didn't have a seat. And Chloe goes back out of the house. She goes, "Caleb told Grammy you didn't have a seatbelt on, and Mom's sitting right there." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Dude." Yeah, so.
Yeah, so before that
Different
stop
people,
sign,
same situation.
Before that stop sign ticket, the only other ticket I had ever gotten was when I was in high school, and I was driving my 86, and that's back. I think it still has it on now, but I had a 5% limo tint all the way around, T-tops, front windows, back windows, everything, and I was leaving the neighborhood.
So you couldn't see you even if you smiled.
Yeah, and so I'm leaving my mom's neighborhood right there on the Luetta, and as I'm sitting at that stoplight, I see the light turn red, and everybody starts coming to a stop, and 2 cars back is a DPS trooper, and my light turns green, and I start going, and I look over, and that DPS guy, he's just staring at me, watching me go through the intersection. I'm like, I'm about to get pulled over.
Yep.
And so I go past him. He's watching me go past. And at that point, I knew I was going to get pulled over, so I went all the way over to the far right lane. Now, I'm going to pull over at the next... I'm just going to pull into the next
right
shopping center because I know what's happening. And his light went green, and I saw him hook a hard U-turn real quick. And so I pull in, and I start rolling. I roll down my windows. I get them all because that's hand crank. Yeah, no power stuff. So I roll mine down, reach across, I roll down the other one, and he comes walking up. He's like, "You know why I'm pulling you over?" And I said, "Window tint?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, I said, "Okay." He's like, "You got your license and registration, or your license and insurance?" And I don't know why they say license or registration. That must have been something old because
something old.
my whole life, it's always been license and insurance, and now it's just license because they pull it up off your plate. But
right,
I
yeah.
handed
Back
it
in
to
the
him.
day, it was license, registration, and insurance because they didn't have that technology.
I hand him my insurance card and my license, and in his other hand he's got a tint meter, and he says,
Roll your window
he
up
says,
for me.
I'm gonna need you to roll your window up so I can test it. And I said, oh, you don't need to. It's 5%. And in Texas, I think the legal limit's like 28% for the fronts, something like that. And he's like, no, I still have to test it. I'm like, okay, I'll roll it up. He measured it, and it measured out like 4% because glass is like 1% already
Right.
minus plus the tint. And so he goes back and he comes back with my citation. He's like, I'm giving you a ticket. And he walks around the front. And I don't have a front license plate. I have it up in my windshield. And he goes, where's your license plate? And I said, it's in the front. I just got the bumper. I didn't want to drill holes in it because back then it was really difficult to find
Bumper
for
mounts.
front bumpers for
Oh.
that car.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few companies now that make like the 85, 86 nose repop.
Right.
But back then you had to like, mine was all jacked up, and I found a car that had a perfect condition front bumper, no holes drilled in it. I'm like, I'm not gonna drill holes in this thing.
Yeah,
So I just stuck it in the windshield.
put a license plate
And
mount on it.
And he goes, oh, that needs to be mounted on the front. And so I was like, okay.
Texas has always been anal about that.
I wish they'd get rid of the front plate law altogether.
They're never. They never will.
It's stupid, but he didn't give me. He gave me a warning for the front plate. Gave me a ticket for the tint. So I went home, ripped the tint off, put the ticket like in between the window, closed the door so you could see that the tint was gone. You could read it. Went to Walmart, bought a new tint, re-tinted it in 5%. My tint was already screwed up anyway, so I was like, just re-tint it. Put 5% back on. Went to my court date, and I had the picture printed out when they called me to go see. I didn't even like go into the courtroom. They just called me into like, I guess the judge's office or something.
Right.
It was at the little Cypress Wood courthouse. And I go in there, and he's like, what's your citation for? I gave him my ticket, and he was like, tint. And I said, here's the picture. I got it removed. He said, okay, dismissed. Went back out to my car with 5% and left the courthouse. But that was the other thing I got a warning for in Lexington, because my car, my 14, doesn't have holes drilled in the front for the license plate either. And so I had the license plate in the windshield. And he said, I noticed you don't have a front plate. And I said, yeah, my bumper doesn't have holes in it, and I didn't want to drill holes. And he's like, I understand. I'm a car guy, and I know all about not wanting to drill holes in your bumper and putting it on there. He said, but, you know, just look around on, like, eBay or something. They make, like, the little ones that bolt underneath that can just hold the plate. It's like, oh, I'll have to look into that. But now I don't even know where my front plate is. I think the donkeys... I had it on the front porch, and then it went missing. I think the donkeys must have walked off with it somewhere a long time ago, because I don't even have it anymore. But yeah, he gave me a warning for that. I never even dealt with that. They didn't even ask about it.
I got mine on the front. I'm waiting for it to fly off because I don't have the right hardware holding it onto the off-road bumper.
But yeah, I really
Called a
wish
nut and a bolt.
I really wish
It's not the
we
right
would get.
ones.
I really wish we would get rid of the front plate, because there's so many states that just issue one plate, and Texas has got to be anal with the front and back plate.
Well, it's not just Texas.
I think,
there's a lot of them.
I honestly think it's a probable cause law. It gives them reason to pull any vehicle over at that point to find any other offenses they want, because non-car people don't understand what happens spring break in Texas. Car guys know. Spring break in Texas is known for Texas 2K. It's a organized track event, but it always spills over from the track event to all the freeways. It used to be in Houston, and it got to where I wouldn't even drive. I don't even now. I will avoid taking my car out during Texas 2K anywhere in this state, because I don't want to be accused of anything. And if I'm driving in my car, they will find any reason whatsoever to pull you over. And I actually saw a post some guy, I think he was from Iowa or something, drove down to Texas 2K. Iowa only issues one plate. DPS, and it's now in Dallas. DPS pulled him over in Dallas, and they impounded his car and arrested him because he had no front plate and the tires on his car. Because he had drag radials on his car and no front plate. They impounded it and accused him of racing. Even though he was just driving down the road. And I don't see how you have any legal grounds to impound a vehicle if they're from out of state, from a state that only issues one plate. How can you say, we're impounding your vehicle because you don't have a front plate?
Yeah.
And then find a secondary reason.
I don't live here, asshole.
And then find a secondary reason for doing it because of your tires on your car.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And it was literally drag radials. It was DOT approved tires because he was
Right.
running on normal wheels. He wasn't running like drag lights or anything like that. He was rolling on regular factory wheels.
Yeah, not like he had racing slicks or
Yeah.
something on him.
It's just, but
Well, that's
it's,
like,
you just take, if you have a sports car and you're driving around the week of Texas 2K anywhere that they're running Texas 2K enforcements, and they've kind of gotten the same way for LST down here, for Lone Star Throwdown,
right.
which was was it the beginning of this month or was it at the end of February? Huh, Connor? LST, end of February or beginning of March? I think it was towards the end of February. But
Yeah,
I
it was.
know it started doing the same thing. Like
That was the
It
most
would-
vague answer
it
I've
would
ever.
s-
Yeah.
it would
I had to look at my calendar.
it would spill over from where we went to the gun shows where they host it
Okay.
in the fairgrounds over there.
Right.
Well, it got so big, now it always spills out to these parking lot meets. And the parking lot meets, it's a bunch of Connors.
So,
No, hey, whoa.
so you're talking about the parking lot
Yay.
takeovers?
Yeah, it's a bunch of people like Connor was in high school.
Right.
There we go.
They all get to these parking lots and then they start, oh, I'm in my F-250 on a 14-foot lift and I'm going to do a burnout in the parking lot because I'm cool. And now because it's gotten so bad now, like Montgomery County and Harris County, they just straight up, if you're in a jacked up show truck
Right.
kind of thing that looks like you're associated,
Tow truck.
yep, they're going after you.
That's like if you're going down that road by Planet Ford, you're going to take that road in the back way to the house. If you're going down that road and you get to right before the light where they built those new little buildings on the left,
Yeah.
I went home from the podcast a couple weeks ago, and down one of those aisles there were a bunch of jacked up trucks with lights all up, the underglow and all that. I was like, oh, so y'all starting that shit here. Okay. You're freaking half a block away from the damn constable's office.
Yeah, exactly.
How stupid. I mean, when we used to do the illegal drag racing down at the
You were
Beltway,
nowhere near any cops.
down by the Beltway before the Beltway ever existed. Yeah, and somebody always had a scanner because they'd come running up the strip and shit when nobody was running. They'd come up the strip going, cops are on the way, cops are on the way. Or somebody at the end of the quarter mile would sit there and flash their lights, and we knew cops were coming, so we'd all haul ass.
That's how
And end up over, where was it, Rankin, I think we went to afterwards.
Rankin back in the day was the spot. That's actually how Kim got one of her stepmoms.
It was the spot. Yeah, there was
Her-
one way
her-
in and one way out.
Back in the day, her dad was out there at Rankin. They were doing their racing, and the popos rolled in, and he hauled ass out of there and pulled straight into St. James and ran inside and fell in love. But yeah, it's it's if you're in the car culture around this area, certain times of the year, certain events, if you're in certain kind of vehicles, you just avoid those areas.
Yeah, it's almost like motorcycles too. Well, especially crotch rockets.
Street pizza.
You know, if you're on a crotch rocket, you're 10 times more likely to get pulled over. And they go, well, we just want to make sure you own the bike.
See,
No, you
and
just want to pull me over because I'm on a certain type of bike.
that's like one of my pet peeves. Like, I don't mean to like be like sound like an asshole
But you are.
towards motorcyclists, but you know,
Better not, because I'm one of them.
but you're not one of these.
Oh, okay.
Like, they always want to come out. Oh, look twice before you pull out because there could be a motorcycle, whatever. Right? I was bringing my mom's medicine down to y'all's house because she stayed over there with Aunt Michelle.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm going down 45. And this is at like freaking 8:30 in the morning, something like that. Traffic's heavy, right?
Right.
A dude and a chick on a Harley come hauling ass. We're all doing like 45 because traffic's so thick.
What do you mean I'm not like those people because I don't... Did you say I don't have that kind of bike, or I'm not like those people?
You're not like those people.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say I've got a Harley.
We're doing like 45 because traffic is so backed up, right?
Okay.
This dude and chick on Harleys come flying up.
Because the dude and chick were cranking their hog.
Oh no, they went flying past me doing about 90, and they were lane splitting. They were going in and out of the HOV lane, crossing double whites, going between, like, there would be a car in the HOV lane and a car in the fast lane, and they would go right between them.
Yeah, that's lane splitting, which is illegal in this state.
Doing 90, right?
Yep.
Wide open on the gas. And like quarter mile ahead of me, there's two sheriffs, right? Who do they pull over? They pull over an SUV and make him get off the road while these bikers went flying, breaking 4 or 5 traffic violations minimum.
Were they wearing colors?
No. They were just acting like idiots.
Everyday schmoes?
Yeah, just acting like idiots on the freeway. And it's like, and that's like my number one pet peeve. Like, but yet if I were to have done something wrong and those bikes would have plowed into me because I was put on my blinker and jumped over and
Right.
they were lane splitting, I would have been bashed on every Facebook group,
Oh, yeah.
everything, because I wrecked
didn't look
into
twice.
I didn't look twice and I caused this biker to die or whatever, when their asshole selves were breaking multiple traffic laws, going 50 over everybody else on the freeway, lane
Yeah.
splitting and all that crap. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
I don't get... Yeah, some of these people that ride like that, I don't get it.
and normally it's not like the Harley riders that really get on my nerves. It's
Yeah,
always the street bikes.
Yeah, the crotch rockets.
Because they do that shit and they just don't care. And it's like, I can be going down the freeway at 65, 70 miles an hour and they freaking fly past me doing a $120 zigzagging.
Oh, dude, when I'm in my rig, let's just say I'm heading toward Dallas or wherever, I've had them pass me and scare the living shit out of me because
Oh yeah, when they come
At the
when they're
point
doing
I've-
double your speed.
at the time I've checked my mirror, I didn't see anything. Look back at the road and all of a sudden I hear, and it's usually right by my doors when I hear the wow, and they're gone. I was like, whoa. I had 2 banditos one time. Maybe I shouldn't have said their affiliation. But I had 2 of them one time. I was going up toward Dallas. Going that way, I could have been going to Oklahoma or wherever. But 2 of them, I was in the left lane passing another truck, and one of them came up, got over, and went around. Now, mind you, my rig isn't one of these 65-mile-an-hour governed rigs. I can do 85s, or I think my speedometer is set. I think it says 80. I've done that and then some.
Especially when you get on I-10 out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the speed limit is 85.
Yeah, it's 85 out there. And I've had it to 80 in my GPS. It's got my miles per hour. So I said, I've done over 80, but that's not this story. The story is that motorcyclist was able to get between me and the other truck and went around. Well, the other one was a little farther behind him, and now me and this other truck in the right lane are side by side. I'm still going around him because he's going slow enough. But the other biker was impatient, I guess you could say, and decided to split the lane between two 18-wheelers. Dude, he got in the middle of us, and it was this until he got past us.
From the turbulence?
Yeah. And because, it's like I told Chloe's grandfather, or no, not Chloe's grandfather. I told somebody, I can't remember. But anyway, I was like, they were talking about how, pulling a camper, how the suction is on a rig when you come up on the ass of it, it pushes you out, but then you get in the middle and it sucks you in.
Yeah.
And then it pushes you back out.
I
was like, yeah. I said, you think that's bad? Pass a rig on a bike. It's 10 times worse. I mean, you're holding so that you don't get sucked in. I said, so yeah, that dude that went and split between us, dude in the other truck had his CB on. I had mine on. He was like, he didn't want to live long, did he? I said, I thought he was going to get sucked under one of the trucks. I said, and that would have been the end of my career. Because I've always said, if I end up killing somebody while I'm driving, I don't think I could ever drive again. Even if it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was probably the most insane thing I've ever had happen while driving. Other than people taking off my bumper and shit because they're idiots.
Yeah, it's definitely... But, like, I'm pretty sure... I don't know 100%, but I've heard that, like, the cops out here, if somebody's on a crotch rocket and they're doing, like, a buck 20, buck 30, buck 40, they don't even pursue them.
Some states have what's it called? Basically the no chase or the no engage rule or whatever, because so many guys on these bikes don't want to get caught and have ended up dying because they just end up crashing out because they're fucking idiots. I hate to say it about the dead, but you're the reason you ended up in the ground or a wet spot on the concrete, whatever. But yeah, so a lot of states have actually made it to where once they hit a certain speed, or even if they go by them at 90 or 100, they don't even turn their lights on. They act like they never even saw them because of that. Because it's better not to chase them and they live than to chase them and they end up dying. Because then it just looks bad on the department.
And I've seen so many, like, I think it happened just yesterday or the day before. No, it was yesterday. We were going down to the Bass Pro Shop so I could get some magazines. And we're rolling at 60 miles an hour on the freeway. And some freaking jackass passes us doing like 100 miles an hour in a car. Literally using all 5 lanes of 45, doing this. I'm like, the cops are never there when that dude's doing that.
Nope.
But the second I do 5 over, they're over there.
Yep.
It's like... I've actually witnessed back when I was making that hour and a half drive to and from Ellington and home.
Right.
I remember one day I was coming home and there was some dude, I think he was in like a Chrysler 300 or something. He was acting a fool, doing like 120 miles an hour, cutting across 45. And he got probably 400 yards in front of me and made too abrupt of a maneuver trying to cut around people.
Right. Overcorrected.
He started spinning in the middle of 45. How he didn't hit anybody, I don't know. He spun a few times, came to a stop sideways, and took off. Everybody slammed on their brakes, didn't hit him.
Well, that's like me. I get up at 2 o'clock. I leave the house around 2:30 to go to work. And the first thing I do is jump on the Beltway. In the last 2 weeks, maybe a little less than 2 weeks, I've seen 2 or 3 cars driving 0 lights. I'm like, yep, where's the damn cop when you need one?
Remember,
Because if I were doing it, like you said, I'd be the one pulled over, guaranteed, 100%. There'd be a cop there somewhere.
remember that? God, I don't remember how long ago it was. It was probably 8, 9 years ago now. I think it was right after you got your new Dodge. We were coming back from the farm, and we came down 290, and we got on to 99. Or we were riding the feeder road, getting ready to get up on 99, and there was I think it was like 2 Lambos or something, because that's where 99 was 2 lanes, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we were coming up on them, and they came to a complete stop, and then just started racing each other on 99.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because
But if it's been that long ago, I can understand why I don't remember. I don't remember that, though.
yeah, they came to a complete stop, held up traffic, and then raced from a dig on 99.
Oh, yeah.
99 was bad about that when they first opened it, because they didn't patrol that road. And on a normal day, people treat freaking 99 like it's the Daytona 500.
Yeah, now between, what is it, 249? Yeah, because I get on at 290. So between 249 and just before you get to the 45 exits, that's all under construction now. So
Yeah, when they first built 99,
it's 2 lanes, but you got the Jersey wall on the left and guardrails on the right. So you screw up, you're hitting something.
Yeah, because they weren't patrolling 99 back when they first did it, and people used that as their personal raceway.
Yeah, there are cops there all the time.
I mean, I can't tell you how many videos right after 99 opened that popped up all over YouTube of people racing, doing friggin' 150, 160. I know the Hardy Toll Road there for a long time was like early Sunday morning, like right about sunup, people would use the Hardy Toll Road as a raceway because there's no traffic on it on Sunday mornings.
I could see that.
I mean, that was before everybody moved here. I'm sure now it's got traffic, but back in 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, and the thing is, all the toll roads around here now,
no toll booth.
You don't have toll booths,
Yeah,
so all those offices are now occupied by constables.
Yeah, or they're just gone. They've put the camera systems in. And so now you have nothing to stop you.
Yeah. But so, yeah, I mean, it's like between, what? I don't know. When I leave the yard, I get on at Fairmont Parkway. And I think I pass 1 or 2 that actually have the offices still there, that have constables there. But they set more on the Beltway than they do 99. State troopers are the only things I've really seen on 99. That and maybe a sheriff, but constables are always on the Beltway. You ain't racing on the Beltway. The only thing is, when the guys that are usually on the Beltway are off, I can tell, because their spots are empty. I know exactly where they sit every morning.
Yeah. Well, it's no different. I mean, I guarantee you those people scout and find out schedules.
Yeah.
And know when people are when they're going to be sitting there and when they're not.
Yeah. Because one, if you get on the Beltway from 45 and you're going like toward my work, as soon as you go through the first toll gate or toll plaza, whatever you want to call it, there's an exit right after that, and there's usually a constable sitting right there up against the wall. And he leaves his lights on, which is smart on his behalf, because you can friggin' at least see him sitting there. Because I'll get over and go around and get back over, but yeah, at 4 o'clock in the morning, must be shift change. Because at 4 o'clock in the morning, he's not there.
Yeah, and I think most of the time those cops are sitting right after those toll booths, because they're getting instant notifications if somebody's blowing through the toll road with unpaid tolls, and they pull them over for that.
Now, see, they can't do that on 99, because 99, you either have one of the 2 tags, or I think pay by mail on 99. Now, I don't think the Beltway's that way. I don't think you can pay by mail on the Beltway. I could be wrong.
No.
But
but I think they're looking for like the habituals.
Yeah.
The people that have like a couple $100 in toll fees that they aren't paying and just running the toll roads.
Right.
But yeah, it's it's definitely, it's interesting. I mean,
Yeah, nobody commenting tonight
no,
other than your brother and your wife and a bot.
yeah. We get viewers. I mean, we'll get 7 to 10 people, but nobody really comments. But yeah, it's definitely. Like I said, it's. I can only imagine what it's like. It's probably way different for small towns,
Yeah.
but being in like Houston, Dallas, like.
Well, they've all got that quota they got to meet.
But the numbers on the police force are a lot more here, so they can
Yeah.
they can choose when they want to enforce. And like I know they'll do like during Lone Star Throwdown, like they put like every available officer on duty. Like I know my buddy Justin. There's been, I think it was back when Texas 2K was happening here, before they moved to Dallas. Like he actually got called in one weekend to go out and enforce traffic violations on the weekend when he wasn't. That's not it.
I would say that's not his deal.
Yeah.
He's on a totally different. He's not a beat cop, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and so they literally will pull every available officer that they have
Right.
and say, nope, you're working this weekend. You're working this no refusal. You're working this. You know,
That's crazy.
it's interesting getting the some of the behind the scenes of like what goes on from him. you
Right.
know. Of course, now I don't think he, like every once in a while, like they'll make him run traffic every once in a while, and like I remember he said like they had a real stiff stickler in charge of his area, and so like they went through a brief time where it didn't matter what you were. So like he's mental health.
Right.
It didn't matter that was his. They put in a rule that he had to make contact via pulling somebody over at least, I think it was 1 or 2 times a day or 3 or 4 times a week or something like that.
Oh, really?
And he said like I'd pull people over.
It's that way now that he still has to
I don't
do
know
that?
if he still has to do it. I think that guy is no longer
Oh, okay.
running the show. But yeah, like they would he came in, got power, and he's like, oh no, we need to bump these numbers up. You're gonna pull over everybody and try to write citations. And so he was like, all we had to do was say, yeah, we made contact, we pulled over this many people. Didn't have to put down like what they were doing or anything. And so for the most part, he was just pulling people, even if they were speeding, he'd just pull them over and give them a warning because it met his quota of
How many people he had to pull over?
of making contact with somebody doing a traffic violation. You know, they didn't put a number on like citations. They just wanted, we need you to pull over X amount of people.
Right.
Yeah. And so like, yeah, he said, yeah, like I think one time he said he pulled over, it was another, I think he said it was another law enforcement officer on 1097 who was off duty in his truck
Right.
hauling ass, doing like 30 or 40 over. And he saw him coming and he pulled him over and he just gave him a warning because he tries not to deal with all that crap because he doesn't like the paperwork,
Right.
you know, because like I've heard stories of people like there was like one time a long time ago, he was on his way back to the station after work because he works the night shift.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like literally he was off duty in like 30 minutes, and some dude was doing like $120 on 45, and he was like, oh, son of a bitch. I've got to pull him over. And so he pulled him over, and he said the dude he walked up to the car, and the guy looked at him and said, you know why I'm pulling you over? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I need your license, whatever. He looked at me and said, I'm just going to be straight up with you. I don't have a driver's license. And he said, and I'm going to be straight up with you completely. Said, I got weed in the car, and I'm a known gang member.
Oh, nice.
And so he went back to his car, and he comes back, and he said, I just looked at the dude and said, look, you were cool with me, You were up front with me.
Give me the weed.
I'm just gonna write you a warning. Get rid of this crap, and let him go. And he just let him leave and said, "Do the speed limit, whatever." And he said, "Because if I would have written him a ticket, I would have then had to take him to jail for the weed. Then I would have had to take him back, booked him in, and then had to do 3 or 4 hours of paperwork documenting everything that I took in.
When my
And
shift
I,
ended in
and I
30
was ready to
minutes.
go home."
Right.
So he was cool with me, and so I just let him go. You know,
So-
another point being, if you don't act like an asshole,
Yep.
you're probably gonna have a decent interaction with the cop. But
Yep.
it was just one of those things where he was like, "I just worked to 12, and the last thing I want to do is go sit in my station for another 4 hours filling out all this paperwork, booking you in, because then he's gonna have to take him to the jail and book him there, and then go back to his station and file all the paperwork, turn in his body camera footage, all that stuff for the case." And he's like, "Yeah, no, I want to go home."
Right.
Fuck this.
I don't want to be pulling a 16. I did 12.
Yeah,
I did my time, damn it.
but yeah, it's just. He's told me some pretty crazy stories throughout his career. What was funny was, I think he graduated the academy, went to the local police department up in Willis. That was the first place that offered him a job. And I want to say he hadn't even been working a month on that job. And he initiates a traffic stop up in Willis. And the dude runs. I'm sitting there watching the news and all this stuff, and I get a message. I think it was from somebody. I forget who, because it was so long. This was like 15 years ago. And they were like, "Hey, you see that police chase going on? Yeah, that Willis car, that's Justin. Yeah, that police chase started," and he's the lone Willis car following because he was the one who initiated the traffic stop.
Right.
So he had to follow every county that when he crossed into Harris County, he had to stay with Harris County and DPS all the way to the conclusion of that police chase. And it ended at, I think, somewhere down by Cross Timbers.
Oh, wow.
But it was like, it was like a month in, and here he is on the freaking news in a high-speed police chase. The one Willis cop car following this whole thing. That was just foreshadowing of what his Willis career is going to be. He was so happy when he finally got out from there and got into
Yeah,
Precinct 1.
he's cool. I like him. I mean, I don't know how many cops I could have made the comment to that I made to him.
And the stuff
he
he
just
sends
laughs
me.
it off.
Like, I remember, I think it was about a year ago, something like that. He sends me a screenshot of a mental health call that he had to go to pick up. Like, the cops came and they called in him to come and pick the dude up and take him for an eval.
Right.
And in the screen, like, dispatch, it says, like, the dude's statement was like, it said something about, his name. He said something about, "Oh, that asshole, he arrested me like 2 weeks ago," or something like that. "Don't send him." And he had to come and pick him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious seeing the stuff that he can share
Right.
whenever he has those situations. Like, he doesn't show me like names. He just shows me like the dispatch notes and like him getting called out by this person. It's like, that person's, he's an asshole. I don't want to deal with him. And then he has to show up.
Hey, the asshole's here.
Yeah, he's been fighting. He had to pick up a one call, and that one jacked him up pretty bad, because
Was that the one that fought him?
the one that fought him and took a swing at him, and and I think it like
It jacked his shoulder up, didn't it?
his
Or his
shoulder
jaw
and
or something?
elbow.
shoulder and elbow.
Like screwed up his tendon in his elbow from the dude resisting, just being a complete asshole. I think it might have been the same call. I don't know.
And Justin's not small either.
No.
I think
He's like 6'2".
I'm gonna say I think
300.
he's a little bit taller than I am, and I'm 6'2". But I want to say he's like maybe an inch taller.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but
it's not
it's
like
been a while since I've seen
he's
him.
not like his coworker who's like 5 foot tall showing
Right.
up to a scene. You know,
He's a
he
big
shows
boy.
up and he can fend for himself.
He's a big boy.
But yeah, I've heard some pretty crazy stories from stuff he's had to witness throughout his time. I know some off-air stories, but those are definitely not stuff to talk about on here.
Yeah, we won't share his history.
I remember telling him, like, man, because he worked his way up to law enforcement through the prison system, because he did the prisons for 10, 15 years, something like that before.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm done with this, and he found out he could work his way up through the prison by doing certain jobs to get credits towards being able to enroll into the academy and become an officer. And so once
Right.
he found that out, he started applying for transfers throughout the prison system to meet those quotas, so that way he could become a cop. Because he just had a high school diploma, and so you got to have like time on experience and stuff like that. But at least now, I do gotta say, he even told me for the first time in his law enforcement career, he actually feels like he enjoys his job, and he feels like he's actually doing a public service
Right.
and actually helping people. And the stories that he's told about people that he's helped in those times of need and getting them the help, and then he's had to go back, and because he's the mental health division, like part of that is they have to do follow-ups, and like he's taken somebody in and gotten them the help and had to go back and check, and they've just been so thankful for him being the officer that
He is.
he is, and being nice and getting them the help and saving their life and helping them get through with whatever, and be able to realize that he actually feels that rewardment for his current job, which is
That's good.
it's definitely, because originally he didn't want to take that job. He was trying to get in on the boater side
Right. Yeah, I
and
remember you telling
be
me
a
about
boating cop in Lake Conroe, but the position, they told him, look, this is not going to be opening up for like 6 months, and the captain said, but I can get you transferred over here into the mental health. You can work here, and then when this guy takes his promotion, we'll transfer you over. And when it finally came time, he's like, I'm actually enjoying my job now. I don't need that one. I'm happy here.
that. Right. That's cool.
And now I guess it's, I don't know, I find it funny, because like we see each other like off and on. Like there's been times, like I remember one night I was coming home from y'all's house, and it was like 2:00 in the morning, and I was coming down 105, and I was super, I think it was one of the, I'd come home from the farm, and I don't remember if it was us or if it was me and Caleb or something, and I dropped, or no, it was when me and Caleb went to Galveston, and I dropped him off at your house, and I was
going
coming
to say,
home.
you've never dropped me off.
I
So I'm usually one
I
driving.
dropped Caleb off, and I was coming home, and it was like 39 miles to home, and I had like 37 miles in my tank, and I was like exhausted. We'd been up literally since like 5:00 in the morning, because we were up in the national forest. We woke up early to go fishing, and at like 7:00 we hadn't gotten any bites, and I looked at Caleb and I was like, screw it, just want to go to Galveston and go, and we'll pack up our stuff right now, take down the tent, and let's just go to Galveston. And it was right before he went off to basic. It was one of those last hurrah trips,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, screw this place, let's go to Galveston. So we went down there, we spent all day,
Yeah, 'cause you know he's catching shit in Galveston, so he's all for that.
and I'd been up for like 18, 19 hours at this point. I'm tired. I'm like, I do not want to stop and get gas. So I freaking milked it. I put it in 6th gear, and I'm going down the freeway at like 50, and I get off onto the side roads. I'm doing like 10 under, milking it, watching my fuel mileage. And I'm getting to where the break even point. I'm like, all right, I can make it home, no problem, and still have enough gas to get to the gas station.
Right.
I'm going down 105, and I see a Tahoe behind me. I'm like, oh, there's a cop. But I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong, so I just kept on cruising. And he comes up, and my phone goes off. I pick it up, and right as I'm picking up my phone, like I see the lights light up and turn off. And I look at the phone, and it's him. He's like, man, I'm stuck behind this dude in this Mustang doing like 10 under the speed limit.
Should I pull him over?
And right about then, he goes flying around me, and he gets next to me, flips on his lights again, and turns them off, and keeps on going. And I just start laughing. I flip my high beams at him. He was on his way to a mental health call down further past our house, down 105. But yeah, like we'll see each other off and on, like when he's in his patrol vehicle. I see him like, hey, I see you. Like, I'll be like, hey, that's you at that's you on 1097 right there at 45, huh? He's like, yeah. Me and my coworker, we had to go get our cars washed.
Gotta keep them clean.
But yeah, I always told him, I said it'd be hilarious. We should go do those like viral videos, like when you're off duty, like put on your uniform and like cover up all your badges,
Right.
and like do like stupid shit, like you like make it look like you pulled me over, and I'll make it look like I'm just gonna dump the clutch and run from
Gonna
you.
run. Do you know why I pulled you over?
Do a half donut.
And he just laughs. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun having a friend who's in law enforcement like that.
That knows how to joke.
Yeah.
So it's like when he showed up when your house flooded. Kyle and them had kolaches and donuts. And so when he gets there, because I show up to help him, strip away the drywall and stuff, and Justin shows up. Kyle goes, we've got kolaches and donuts, and I was like, dude, you don't offer a cop donuts. You know damn well he's going to eat them all now. And Justin, he busted out laughing. He goes, I like that. That was hilarious. That's when I was like, I apologize if I offended you. He's like, no, dude. He said, that was funny. He said, and true.
Yeah, the crap we talk about, like, it's funny having a friend who's a cop, and the conversations we have, like, yeah, that's crap you wouldn't talk to a cop about.
Yeah.
You know?
Want a donut? Want to go to jail? Yeah. Justice like he's cool.
But yeah, it's fun. One of these days I might get him on board for doing a funny video or something. But whenever we get calls, and all of a sudden I see a whole bunch of cops or whatever coming around the area,
You look to see if he's got his
I
cruiser.
send him a message and we're like, hey, you on that call over here? And he's like, no. And then he messaged me back, oh yeah, that was this call. That was my buddy. This is what happened. But yeah, it's definitely fun. Definitely, it's funny how these conversations morph. Come to a show with no topic, and just shooting the shit turns into a conversation. So.
And even without, even with the jacked up crap we've had going on, I think we're still 2 hours in. Cause we started at 7, and it's 9:40 now. So we still got, I'm sure, a 2-hour show.
Oh yeah, with all the problems, I think that just this stream alone was an hour and 49 minutes. Seems like it's been longer than that.
It does.
But so how did you like your that version?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah, it was good. Up until about the last third, I wasn't really hitting on anything, but that last third was loaded with pepper. Definitely had a pepper flavor to it. And pepper seems to be the only thing I can pick up on.
Oh, what was it? It was.
And vanilla. I can definitely taste vanilla in
I
that.
was smoking one the other night. Oh, it was one of the Cigar Daily ones. Because I picked up his sampler pack off of Cigar Daily of all of their house brand. Like back in the day, Tim created his own line, the Viking series, and he has a sampler pack. And I picked it up for like $50. It came to like 7, one of each of their Viking series cigars. I still have a few. I was smoking one the other night, and it started out very mellow. Like it was a good smoke. It wasn't like a blow your mind kind of smoke, but it was a good mellow smoke.
Right.
But I got towards the end of the second, third, that thing just developed all kinds of flavor, and I was picking up like graham cracker and all kinds of stuff. I was like, man, I wish this would have been throughout the whole thing, because like
Right.
this last like 2 inches is like really good, and it was like that for the rest of the cigar. I was like, man, I might have to pick
That's what I
up.
say. It was
I
like
might have to pick up some more of that one, because that one was good.
right. It was like I said with that one. The first 2/3 of it, just a cigar. But that last third of it, it was a lot of pepper.
Yeah. So the fire, I didn't really pick up any flavor notes per se, but it stayed consistent. The burn was consistent. The flavor was the same all the way through. It was very smooth.
Right.
I'll be interested to see
What the water's like.
what. Well, now I'm gonna be interested to see what line, what that new
fall.
release is gonna fall under, because I couldn't really pick up what particular line that I think it's gonna come under, and who knows, it might just be a straight up something that they release on its own. It might not be underneath a certain line, but I mean, it was pretty good. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it was.
So it doesn't taste like something you smoked before that they've enhanced anything on, or
No, I was trying to think about that while I was after the second, third. I was trying to pick it. It was like, does it taste? It definitely doesn't taste like the Nica Rustica line. I can tell it's not going to be something in that line. The flavor profile doesn't match what they kind of go for that one, so I don't think it's going to be in that line. But it was pretty good smoke. I can't wait to try that the water next and see what it's going to taste like. But
you need to save that one for the next show.
I can do that.
That way it'll be around.
I'll go throw it back in the humidor. Maybe if we do Friday's show, I'll pull it out on Friday. See what that one tastes like on Friday.
Friday will be a rough day because... No, wait. I'm off, so it won't be a rough day.
And then, did yours come in that tube, or did you put it in that tube?
No, it came in that tube.
Let me see the tube. No, I thought that was a different one. So how is that one for you? I don't know how vast you are in cigars. I know you have your dad's humidor, and you said you had a decent stash in there, but how often do you actually sit down and enjoy a cigar?
More or less occasions, but this one is more like a bourbon vanilla.
Okay, so that's more like right up his alley.
And you didn't puff pass? Stingy bitch.
You want to try it?
Yes, we do the puff pass on this show. We like to, if there's something that's good, we like to pass it around, let everybody get a
What kind
little
of food
taste.
board he's got that?
Just torch it up, make it even. If you don't keep it a nice even burn, you don't get the flavor profile correct. You got to have a nice solid even burn. so that way you get the full flavor of what the roller and them were shooting for.
Motherfucker.
Knock off some of the ash.
I mean, that's straight up like trying to suck a damn ball bearing through a straw.
It's a tight roll.
Very.
How much was that one?
20, 25?
That's a high dollar one. You've had your fair share.
He must have sucked all the vanilla out of it.
Are you picking up any bourbon notes or anything like that?
A little bit. Be a better smoke if it didn't have such a
Hard draw.
tight draw on it. Definitely got a tight draw.
Yeah, I don't have my
That'd make
poker out here.
that'd make my damn cheeks hurt. It's tight as hell, ain't it?
Okay, so yeah, I can.
Talk into your mic there, Jackwagon.
I can pick up on the vanilla and bourbon. Ugh. Those tight draws, though, I mean, they screw with your with accidentally inhaling.
Yep.
I can pick up. I can see the vanilla.
You can taste
bourbonish
vanilla?
mix. Yeah. I think you're getting more of the vanilla flavor off the wrapper, not in the tobacco, because it's got like a sweet wrapper. But yeah, you definitely. That's where you need like the lighter that has the poker in it. Oh, look, Chloe finally joined in.
Yeah, they went and did D&D 'cause Megan's in town.
You joined in a little late.
Yeah, right at the end, almost closing time.
A little late.
Let's see.
And I don't know why you're
Doesn't
yelling
have
at
really a
us.
smell in the tube though.
That's probably where he's had it open.
Yeah, if you poked a hole down the middle with the poker on my other lighter that I don't have out here, no, you gotta like.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to watch the replay because starting out we had all kinds of issues with the mics and
yeah, from what I
we
understand,
sounded like chipmunks.
yeah,
and
the first I don't know how long.
I don't know.
20, 30 minutes.
Something like that, yeah.
We probably sound absolutely horrendous.
Before Kimmy jumped on and was like, hey.
This is why commenting is so important.
Yeah.
We know if we don't know, we're going to keep on continuing the show and we're going to look like idiots and sound like idiots.
Yep. And we did. No, it wasn't like that. It was straight up Alvin and the Chipmunks.
But yeah. That's cool. I guess we'll
close her out.
We'll close this one out. Episode 17.
In the
point
books.
2, because point 1 was a shit
flopped. If you'll watch the replay, which one? The one where I screwed up the signal?
Well, he'll probably delete the other one.
Which sucks, because that's where I talked about the cigar.
Yeah.
I hope that part of it was okay.
I had to sight in the pistol.
You'll just.
If not, I guess I'll be talking about it again. I'll have to do a refill in on the next show of what the early access is.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you know him. Yeah, this one shows up.
I don't know. I had to have been
outside and just starts blasting his gun. We're unaware he's even outside, and scared the shit out of me. I don't know if it scared you, but it scared the shit and all out of me.
I think the first part, something happened, and it went haywire because James was talking, and he was commenting and he wasn't saying anything.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he didn't say anything about it.
So
Other than my mic wasn't working
sometime around
after we got everything.
After you got done checking out the gun, and he made the comment about pointing the gun at him.
We went Alvin.
Somewhere after there, it like got all foobarred. So maybe there's some of it that's useful. I don't know.
Right.
But I guess we'll just go ahead and wrap up this one. If you did hang around, thank you. Thank you for hanging around with the shit show tonight.
Yep, thank you for. We haven't had one of those nights in a while, so we apologize.
It's bound to happen every once in a while, I guess. I mean, I guess it is what it is. This time it wasn't. I don't think it was an internet problem. I think it was a computer program problem.
Yeah.
Something got haywire in the computer program, but.
Well, yeah, because you said you couldn't control it at one point, so.
Yeah, the program froze, and so. If you did hang out, thanks for hanging out through all the technical difficulties. And hopefully you enjoyed the show, or if you lit up a cigar, hopefully you enjoyed that while you watched the show.
Remember, we're on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, when Rumble's not deciding to screw us.
And this was
we put shorts on TikTok. He put shorts on YouTube. Go watch those, like them.
Yeah. This one started out so hopeful, too, because we actually had a preview of the show for a change.
And ended up not having. So I've been looking over at the laptop every now and again to see how we're doing on it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, remember, comments, concerns, complaints, you can keep to yourself. Just kidding. You can put them on garsandarms@gmail.com. Send us suggestions. Shit to talk about. If you got questions on what we talk about. Like I said, he's got a lot of knowledge in the cigars and the pew-pews. Cowboy will be back next week. Which will probably be a Friday, so if you make it this far through, I guess we should start saying that at the beginning. Because like I said, analytics I've watched, a lot of people make it to about the first hour and quit watching. So we'll start giving out the email and all the platforms where we got stuff at the beginning. During your housekeeping, I guess probably a good spot to do all that.
Yeah, you've kind of taken over that, so I'll let that be your portion of the housekeeping.
So yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that's all I've got.
Yeah, I don't think
2 Florida stories and just a bunch of yapping.
Yep. Talking about nothing at all.
Yeah, talking about nothing at all.
Don't know what Friday show's gonna entail. Could be another talking about nothing at all.
The funny will be back though.
Yeah, we'll have the comedy back over there.
Him and his maybe he'll be drinking some Marquise.
No, remember he moved on to that Texas bourbon.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. The Texas Ranger.
Yeah, Texas Ranger. I'm sure he's probably going to pick up another bottle of it up there in East Texas while he's up there.
Probably.
I don't know if they have it down here. But
I don't know.
I don't go to liquor stores for the liquor. I go looking for cigars.
Cigars, yep.
And that's only because if I need to run in and grab something, I go to that one. Otherwise, I'm either going to Cigar Daily or I'm going to Cigar International.
And that's like when we went to Specs. You weren't there for the liquor. You were there for lighters.
Yeah.
But, yep, that's all I got. So for this episode, that's Coyote, a.k.a. Kyle. I'm Outlaw, Dale. This is Connor. We will see you on next week's episode. Have a good weekend, guys.
Catch you next time.